The song don't lie.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody? It's your good buddy, Amigo, Aaron, along with that dastardly devil, the BRENT.
I wish I was the devil.
I said, well, you're a devil.
I need a promotion.
You're not high up on the pecking order to be the devil.
No kidding.
You're one of the gutter minions that he surrounds himself with, that does this low end work. What's up? It's good to see everybody. Scooby Doo, look Scooby, we brought your machine out here. Arcade Ages, Steve, Uncle Larry, Petzel, all of our favorites. Who am I missing here? Mitsuyama is also in the house. Thanks everybody for coming in for a very happy coding, very special, very elaborate.
They can't all be very special.
Very elaborate. Our Sinclair, I almost said RG Presents. Too many shows, everybody. What's up, noob? Even noobs in the house, so you know it's gold. But this should be a fun one.
Have you ever been? I mean, I guess you don't have quite the same sensation. But have you ever been heading to one of these shows and thought, you know what? I could just crash my car into the side of a cliff.
No, because I like doing the show. It's fun.
Me too.
I like.
I've never had that thought. What are you talking about?
We're gonna have. I need to. Yeah. No, we're not gonna have the talk. You don't want to have that, Petzel. We're too late in the game to be having the talk. If you ever heard it now.
Sometimes, Aaron, when a Mario and a Princess Peach love each other very much.
Unfortunately, I have a Yoshi. I don't know what happened, but that's weird. But how was your week, the BRENT?
I don't know.
I
honestly
see, because I always tell fun, elaborate tales about my antics. But whenever I ask you what you're going on, you just sit there with a dumb look on your face and a trucker hat.
I don't think anyone wants to hear about my week, Aaron. When literally my week is the same day in, day out. For months and months at a time.
But you have freedom of thought.
Oh, we did go to, we went to Dave & Buster's this week.
Well, that was
something.
Fun. Yeah, they got any new stuff over there?
They do. They've got a lot. They rearranged, so it's always hard to tell what is actually new versus just in a new location.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what was new?
Me and Terry went down. We got dinner.
Yeah.
And
their food's okay.
It's okay.
It's pricey.
It's
in the Applebee's zone.
It's mid-range bar food.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Yeah.
And played some games.
Yeah.
And
was it just you and Terry?
Yeah. What's funny is Terry got one of these because we got a deal with our meal.
Yeah.
So she got one of the ultra super mega last forever, not unlimited, but tons and tons of play cards.
Yeah.
And I just used some of the coins I had left over, some of the credits I had left over from last time we were here.
Yeah.
She was done before I was even a third of the way through my stuff.
Yeah.
She was like, all right, I'm done. I was like...
Did she use up all her points or just gave up? What is she playing them on?
Coin pushers.
So, yeah, well...
She's a beast.
Those things, man, I'm telling you, we're missing out. We need to get ours out in the field.
She loves the Willy Wonka coin pusher.
Oh, yeah?
And she's got a stack of Willy Wonka cards. If you put them under the legs of the chair, we'd be out of shot.
Yeah. I like the original Willy Wonka.
Well done, Aaron.
What? No, I like it, the movie.
We're talking about the coin pusher.
Right, but I mean, your cards are based on the film, right?
I'm aware.
Gene Wilder and the rest, you know? So, you don't like the movie?
I don't want to bring up the movie in this line of conversation.
Why not?
Because we're talking about video games and fun things.
Well, I mean, that was a fun movie.
It was okay.
I got a golden ticket. The golden ticket.
Yes, Aaron.
No, nothing. Why does your shirt say level 6 complete? Is that is that one level for every decade?
No, there was a
that would be a good angle.
Shirt that Terry got me for our 6th anniversary.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So it does make sense.
Yeah.
So how many anniversaries?
Our 6th year anniversary.
And how long have you been married?
Be 10 years this October.
Really? It seems like you guys have been married for like forever.
Well, we were living together for what, 7 years, 6 years before that. So
your shirt has meaning. Where mine just says Kenny by God Omega.
Yeah.
He's wrestling right now over in the UK. I'll be watching that show later. So, but not as much meaning to me.
Yeah, Mitz, I don't know that I've played the Wonka machine.
I have played it. It's good. I liked it.
I wish that
I've played all the new machines.
paper card.
Make it so.
I wish that Dave & Buster's had pinball.
Me too, because then I'd go there.
But I mean, I'll play Corn Pushers too.
The Corbin Pinball Museum, of course, has all the latest and greatest. I've played all the newer stuff, and I liked Willy Wonka okay. But as I mentioned before, the big surprise is the last time I was there were the new Elton John machine, which was the 50 million. Dude, it's awesome. I'm just telling you. Don't ask me. You know the one before that. You know the one I liked a ton, and I'm not even a huge fan of the band. Was what's the name of that band that has the drummer from from Nirvana in it? Help me out. No, somebody will know. Anyway, they got a pinball machine, and that was good. But the last two, and also like the Halloween one, it was good because it was different. You know, like Halloween. But the two winners from the last time I was there, Elton John and Godzilla. Godzilla
is the best.
Foo Fighters. That's it.
Godzilla
they had a good
is
machine.
the best new pinball machine I've played.
Godzilla has a lot of jack.
It has a lot of stuff going on.
You know,
a lot of fun stuff.
But I have to say,
and it's not super new.
Elton John was surprisingly good.
Point.
And I do like the fact that in a lot of the new machines, there's a camera. So if you go like this, like it'll put your head on like a character and put you on the high score chart. Pretty cool. Get your picture taken. I like that. Pinball. Let's do a show on that.
No, it never.
There's some.
It never draws.
We've never picked any of those to be on the show.
I'd like to do a deep dive on whodunit. It'd be fun.
That would be fun. You could do a thing on the tickets too. That'd be cool. So anything else going on
wish I could get
this
that
week
working.
aside from the?
I watched the video.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately thought of Dad when I was
Okay.
watching this video.
Yeah, because Dad almost certainly was sitting on his butt watching videos himself at the exact same moment.
He was down Wednesday?
He was?
Thursday?
He didn't tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, we hung out for a little bit.
That bum.
I
asked him if he talked to you this week, and he said no. What do you guys got some kind of clandestine thing going on?
I'm just telling you, he was down to get his mail. We talked for a while. There was a dude, smart dude.
Yeah. Was it me?
No. That took a window air conditioner.
Yeah.
Right? And took the main blower fan out.
Yeah.
And wired it up to be a geothermal Windows air conditioner.
Okay.
Drop pipes down into the ground, whole 9 yards. And I was thinking,
I thought geothermal was like warmth.
It's both. You can do both.
But isn't thermal heat? Isn't that the definition of thermal?
Well, no. No, it's not.
Why do they call something a thermos? Isn't it something that keeps stuff warm?
Thermoses can keep stuff cold just as much as
right.
they can keep something warm, Aaron.
So, did it work?
Yeah.
Are you going to do this?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Let me ask you a question. Did Dad tell you this story?
No.
Okay.
I just happened to find this on my own. But, I mean, if you have a heat pump, there's not as much reason to do it.
Yeah.
But for like a window air conditioner, also, it's like the whole process is like $700.
That's way more than an air conditioner costs.
Right. Well, I mean, and you have to buy an air conditioner.
Yeah, and drill holes.
But it was neat. The concept of it was neat. Instead of running, they ran the fluid into the ground to cool it or to take the heat off before putting it back in the air conditioner.
Yeah.
It was neat.
You know the worst thing to hear?
What?
We're running out of fluid.
It is?
Don't you remember that?
No.
The old Spider-Man the Spider-Man commercial for the Atari 2600.
Oh. That's a different week.
When you said that, anytime I hear someone say fluid, I think of that commercial.
Wow.
I've got mental problems.
Well, duh.
You know.
Trust me, I try to ignore them.
Oh, so that sounds like a pretty solid week then. Hang out with Dad, go to Dave & Buster's, talk about a weird air conditioner.
Yeah, actually, like I said, Dad, I'm surprised he didn't say anything to you. I mean, you weren't home when he came through. So
yeah, so I had to work. I was at work.
No, I didn't ask you what you did your week.
I wouldn't go tell you.
Okay, good.
I was just saying
ready to start the show? No, what did you do this week, Aaron?
No, I mean, listen, we always talk about how great my week is, and so I thought this time would be fun. for everyone to hear about how your week went.
So you're saying your week was uneventful?
It was way better than yours, but still. I'm trying to, I told Boat, I said, listen, because Boat wasn't feeling all that great on Friday. So I went on and on and on. And you know how it is. If you don't jump in, I'll just keep going. Like a top. I'll keep spinning. And I was like, don't let me dig too deep into it. Get in here.
You mean Bigfoot the conversation?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do that. But I mean, I don't like empty space, And so
that's why so you gotta fill it any way you can.
Well, the thing
conversation, passing gas.
The one thing about these shows, they all have one thing in common: my presence on the shows.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I always think to myself, well, why don't you?
What a wonderful world.
I always wonder why you both don't start a show, but I think to myself, the last thing people want is more me. If they want less me, is what they want. I understand. Even I'm sick of me.
Man.
And so I'm thinking to myself, you and Boat. What would you, if you and Boat did a show, what would it be?
Probably constant fighting.
No, like a fighting game show? That'd be a great name for the show, too. It's Constant Fighting with the Brent and Boat.
I don't think John was...
By the way, you're stealing our gimmick if you use that name, I might add. Have you noticed something? You're going to fight with me and Boat. What's the common principle of that? You. Because you make people angry.
You realize we haven't fought for several shows now.
Well, I'm sure.
On camera.
Sure
before camera doesn't count.
You'll say something, I guarantee it. But if you were seriously, let's pretend that you don't do any shows.
Oh.
If you were gonna pick well, come on, you do once a week.
No, I love doing shows.
But if you were gonna pick a show, because all these shows that we do, they've sort of been like thrust upon you.
That's not true.
What do you mean? Every single one of them were thrust upon you.
Well, sort of.
Yes, they were all thrust on. And sometimes we make you do shows you were literally not even on. So if you could pick a show that was just something you wanted to do, it's all Brent. And keep in mind, we're not doing advent calendars.
If you does it have to be something that's going to be successful?
Well, yeah, you've got to put out a winner.
Oh.
All these are winners. What do you got?
Because I would love to do a video game appreciation
What's that mean?
What
are we doing now?
No, I mean, we sort of do that. I try to make it that.
But, you're real vague. What else?
Board games.
I could
definitely do a board game stream.
Do you think people enjoy a board game podcast? No. Why do you think that board games don't work like video games do?
I don't think they're... Well, I don't know. I take that back. There are definitely people that can make board game video podcast work.
Like who?
I honestly... Sit Down and Shut Up. Is that the name of it?
See, Josh says that would be a winner right there. And the thing is, you've got a group of talented personalities that can make this happen. What? Jamie and Matt?
I would take the role of you.
What's that mean?
It'd be me talking for 40 minutes and them agreeing every once in a while.
Jamie will get in there.
No.
And Matt, he comes out of his shell. He'll get in there too.
Well, yeah, but then we have to pay for booze out of the
I think I'm bringing a new show to life right here.
You're not.
I'm molding the clay.
I assure you that is never going to happen. Jamie would never, ever do that.
Why? And you know what you could call it? I got the name for it. You and Jamie and Matt all at the opening show up in suits, carrying briefcases, and it just shows you slowly marching down to an office building, and you sit down at this huge table with your briefcases, set them on there, and then when the camera pans out, you open your briefcases up, and you've got Parcheesi in there, and Matt's got Travel Yahtzee, and then the camera zooms down, and you're not wearing pants, you're just wearing shorts with your suit tops, and it says The Boardroom, and that's the name of your game. That's the name of your show.
It's also the name of the store that's in the plaza.
Every board game store is named that. That's not the point. I'm giving you an opening here.
Bam! 48K in front of it all.
Yeah. Josh is ahead of the game. He could be he could be involved in a review capacity. Unless you get him to come to town and sit at the board table. Come on, I'm giving you a concept right there. Make it happen.
Your concept sucks.
Well, yeah.
Are you ready to do this thing, Aaron?
Okay. Come on. That's not true. Give me a break. You know, you got a programmable circuit board. That could be your tech show. You know, but the thing is, Josh's show wasn't boring. I used to watch it. And what made it fun and interesting is, number one, he knows what he's doing, but also, I liked when he had to look for stuff. It was like, you know, like in a Bugs Bunny cartoon, they go through like a bag. They felt like 100 things. That's what Josh's house was. He just had stuff everywhere. All the drawers. If you look at Petzel's room, you don't get on our Petzel Tuesday night chats. Petzel does the chat from his garage. All right, no matter what the weather.
His car hole.
Yeah, his car hole. But behind him, it's just like endless array of little drawers. You know, like a bank vault. That's the way he does it. Well, thank you, Richard Jerry.
We could do it in front of Jamie's shelves.
That's that Happy. Happy gets it.
He's amassed a tremendous collection.
You had a great collection. You still have some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have.
You know, you can film this in your basement.
I don't have a basement.
Your kid's basement.
Trying to sell that place.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's do a show now.
All right, you ready?
I've been ready, man. Brother.
I doubt that.
I better get my notes up.
Uh-huh, ready as always.
I'm ready. Listen,
Here
don't
we
give
go.
me the business. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting adventure on Our Sinclair, the show where two hillbilly types take a look at the stalwart computer from across the pond, the ZX Spectrum, or in this case, the ZX Spectrum Next, because this week we're going to be looking at a Spectrum Next title, the Brent. Now,
you said my name and I have awoken.
Is that what... That's what it takes? I should have said nothing. So
if you say it 3 times, I kill you.
Well, you've been killing me slowly for a long time. I gotta ask you a question, the Brent.
Yes.
In case you've been living under a rock somewhere, over the past month or so, there's been a massive Kickstarter going on for a 3rd run of the Spectrum Next computer.
Yes.
The sort of reimagined
Next Cubed.
the next computer that would have been released by Sir Clive Sinclair if he'd gotten around to it. And
he was too busy making cars.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, but you know, they've had 2 successful runs, and this was supposed to be the end run, just to pick up the few people that didn't get involved in the first 2. Turns out, hilariously, no one saw this coming. They sold more Spectrum Nexus in this Kickstarter than they did in the first 2 campaigns combined.
That is crazy.
So that's good for everybody, including us, because we covered the ZX Next on occasion, and what we would like to see is a ton more ZX Next software. My question to you is this.
Yes.
Why does this fantasy computer have such popularity, and do you think that this new influx of ZX Next owners will spur forward the software?
Well, that's an interesting question. I will have to say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That and not for the bad reasons. I'm surprised that
thank God
that this batch is so much more popular than the previous 2 batches. I wonder, and I'm trying to calculate it, I'm guessing it just had more word of mouth, right? It's gotten better spread.
Well,
because I can't imagine enough time has passed between the 2nd and 3rd release of this thing that a new generation is coming up and saying like, oh yeah, I remember the ZX Spectrum.
I'll give you I think I know what happened.
Okay.
Okay, number one, there's 3 different reasons I could come up with that are all sort of meshed together. Number one, the first 2 Nexts were very popular. Yeah. They were very well done. Like, even if you didn't use it much, it wasn't a dud. It did exactly what they said it would do. And so you've got good stuff there. Number 2, people who already own these may be interested in even having another one because this one adds some functionality that the previous 2 did not have. Okay? And then thirdly, I think there's a fear that this very rare item won't ever come back around. That this would be because this was billed as the very last go around, and so there's the old FOMO, fear of missing out, and I think that spurred a lot of people to get on board with the next.
I disagree with all of those.
Okay, go ahead then. Show me why I'm wrong, even though I'm right.
First of all, the FOMO thing.
All right.
If this was the second run, I can see that. But
Yeah.
if they've made a third run, almost assuredly, especially how popular this one has been,
Yeah.
they would be a fool not to do a fourth run.
Well, but they didn't realize at the time that they were going to be this popular, so that's why they said this would be the last one.
Well, I'm sure this would be the last one, wink, wink.
Well, no, it wasn't. I swear, that's what they said.
Thing number two.
Yes.
Are people buying the Next for the new, that already own a Next for the new capabilities? No. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that are doing that.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that, first of all, that would never explain an increase of number, just a repeat of the same number, even if everyone bought them. Because unless people are buying like 3 of them, which would make absolutely no sense.
Well, I don't know about that.
So,
Because for investment purposes, it make a lot of sense.
no, that makes super no sense.
Well,
What was your first reasoning?
because people that owned it before may have decided to pick up a second one.
No, that was
Because
your second reason.
Fear of missing out.
That was your third reason.
Because the previous Kickstarters had produced a quality machine that had a good reputation, and people at this point trusted it to be a quality product. The first one, you're like, eh. The second one, you're like, eh. But the third one, you're like, okay, this thing's proven itself. I'm in.
Well, again, I would think that would explain a boost in the second batch of machines, not necessarily the third.
Okay, so how do you explain it then?
I mean, it has to be us.
What do you mean us?
We have
me and you?
We have single-handedly pushed the ZX Spectrum Next.
I did notice that an inordinate amount of the money came from near hurricane. So, listen to this, to Brent. So get this. They unlocked all their stretch goals to the tune, they almost hit 3 million pounds. 3 million
Crazy.
pounds. And they were asking I think it was like 30,000 pounds or something. So listen, here's what you get. I'm going to go over just quickly to maybe show you what I was talking about. So the stretch goals were a couple games, okay? A couple of new cores for the thing. So this thing will be able to play ZX81 games on it.
Right.
Which is fun. That's good,
Well,
though.
that's great, but I don't think that's a selling point. For someone
Hold
who
on.
owns the system to get a new one. Go
How
ahead.
about this one? This may be something you could get into. They also have unlocked another core, the Amstrad CPC core. Play Amstrad on your ZX Next, which is fun. That's fun. They've also unlocked a couple games. The new Monty Mole is being produced. So there were stretch goals involving that. I think that...
But it's not like that's the only way you could get it.
And then lastly, I think that the snowball got so big. This campaign built up so much momentum so quickly that I think it just sort of pulled in people that were on the fence in the previous two. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's also going to be great. Well, let me stop there. They've had 2 of these campaigns, and we've often lamented that there wasn't enough new, sweet, cherry ZX Next game titles coming along for our liking.
Yeah.
So do you think this now doubling of the paid audience for the ZX Next will get the people to make more ZX Next games? Let's spur games.
I mean, if this does it, what will?
That's exactly the way I look at it.
I am super on board. I hope that they are able to fulfill their requests without any hiccups. I mean, the increase in output that they're going to have to do. I hope that doesn't strain anything in their production lines.
Yeah, I think they'll handle it okay.
And I huge thumbs up to those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a tremendous amount of money to earn on such a unique platform. So I obviously hope they do great with it.
I will say this. 2 years ago, I believe it was, or maybe it was 3, Mitsuyama brought his Spectrum Next to Boat Fest. and we got to see it proper next. And I was quite impressed with the look of it, the curves. It's an attractive, well-designed machine. All right, now, with all that said, if you're watching on video, this right here is my Ingo, which is a Spectrum Next sort of a clone. This was given to me by a good buddy of ours, Scooby, who's currently in the chat. Thank you, Scoob. I use this thing all the time. These things can be had for a song, and with pretty much basically the same functionality and the same circuitry as the ZX Next. So if you did miss out on the Kickstart, these things are readily available, and you can have one way before everyone else has got one. And they're cheap. They're cheap.
Yeah, there's alternatives. There's no question about it. I understand people wanting to have the real article, as it were. Right. So I don't have any qualms about people making their purchase.
Just if you've never seen one of these little items, and Scoob got the deluxe model here, brother. He didn't cheap out. That's what it looks like. It's a good-looking unit. And I've used this thing quite a bit, including this week, for this week's game. Should we go ahead and get into it, Brent?
I suppose we could.
All right. So, we looked to our Club members, and this week, the fine folks in our Discord chose for us Shovel Adventure, The Next Quest. Now, they picked this from a series of other games, Brent. If anyone's interested in joining the Clive's Club and getting in on this, what would they have to do? What could you do to get involved to help pick games for the two hillbillies to try?
Well, when you join up to a Clive's Club, you also get to add your 2 cents in on Atari Unlimited.
Yeah.
The Coco Show, and adding pieces to the ARG Presents wheel. And you can do all that as a $10 Patreon member or above, and you can do that at patreon.com/theretrorotation.
There you go.
All one word.
Very
and
good.
If you just want to support the people and get into the awesome Discord channel that we have, you can do it for even cheaper than that.
Very good, the Brent. We always forget to do that, so because I have people ask me all the time, so there you go. Now, Shovel Adventure Next Quest. It's funny because when this honed into view, I vaguely remembered playing this, sort of. There's a reason, which I'll get to. So, this game was also a Kickstarter. Did you know that? This game was a Kickstarter a couple years ago and was completely funded to the tune of 14,457 euros. Big money was pledged to Shovel Adventure. This was a game that came from the very popular Pat Morita team. Now, the Pat Morita I knew played, was into Karate Kid, Happy Days.
Probably a different person.
So, but I mean, anyway it goes, I'm a big Pat Morita fan. And Pat Morita are the ones that brought this game to us. They've been responsible for quite a few other games, including some Next stuff, including Black and White, Shovel Adventure, the original, which we'll talk about. And they're also branching off into doing Game Boy stuff.
Sure.
Brent. So that's kind of neat.
Talented crew.
Yeah, and there are many more games. If you check out their itch.io page, you will find plenty of stuff from this outfit. So, this game, we downloaded this game from itch.io. The minimum price on this one was £5.
$5 European dollar.
Well, I thought it was pounds. It may have been euros.
No,
it ended up being
euros.
$6 and some change US. Pick this bad boy
That
up.
way, you know, we are not coming at you with a skewed review.
Yeah,
we bought our own copy.
We bought our own copy. And this is available in both digital, and they've just released another round of the packaged game. So if you're interested in going down that road, you are eligible to do so.
For much more than $5.
This sort of came out around 2022, and this was authored by a fellow named Antonio Perez, graphics by Jarlax. Antonio also did the audio, and the original concept for this game, Igor Isra King. This game is in English and Spanish. And if you buy the game from itch.io, just the digital version, you will get a manual and it also comes with the ability to play this not only on your ZX Next, but also in Windows with a butt.
Yeah.
You want to?
Well,
let's go down this road first before we get to the game proper.
Much like Baggers in Space, they do not make it easy for someone who's wanting to check out the game just to play the game. You have to jump through the hoops of getting an emulator and doing all that. It astounds me that these folks who are obviously talented are not able or not willing to make an easy Windows launcher for their games. More so in Baggers in Space, but we'll get into that. But yeah, if you want to play this and you don't have a Next and you are against emulation for whatever reason, you're out of luck.
Against emulation,
I'm just saying.
Why would that would be weird. So I'm gonna fill in the gaps a little bit on this.
Sure.
This game is almost ready to play out of the box. Now, not everyone has an Ngo or a ZX Next or a Mister.
Correct.
And this worked on all those, by the way, without I don't know about the ZX Next, but the Ngo and the Mister, they worked fine.
Yeah. And
Windows worked fine. The recommended emulator was not included, and there's a reason for that. It's funny because when you unzip this to your Windows desktop, there's a file that says run this.
Yeah.
And then when you run it, nothing happens.
Yeah, I was so happy before I was sad.
Yeah, because I was the same way. I thought, hey, this is turned out great. Well, the problem is the recommended emulator has rather recently also went to itch.io, and they're asking for that you could get the emulator for nothing, but they're asking I think $5 or $10 for the emulator, which is fine. I got no problem with that.
They will allow free downloads.
But I think this is the reason that Pat Morita team did not include the emulator, because all you've got to do, it says, there's a text file that says, put the emulator in this folder. And once you do that, then you've got to go download something else for the sound.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being more of a hassle than it probably should have or could have been. But of course, you can't control or distribute other people's software without their permission.
I get all that.
So I would say I thought about this a lot because you'd mentioned, you complained to me about it earlier, and I thought to myself, anyone that's buying games on itch.io is almost certainly has the ability to figure this out. And I know, but I'm just saying that's why it's not going to be a big hassle. If you'll recall, when we looked at the last ZX Next game, it had sort of wonky Windows support, but they weren't using any emulator. They had done their own wrapper or whatever. So it's not that simple. And if your speciality isn't emulation, and your speciality is making games for the ZX Next, you're leaving town there. You don't know how to make an emulator.
Well,
so
you can
see why it's not involved.
The reason why this is a problem in my eyes, right? If I got this, or if I saw this, and I thought, man, my son, who's an adult, would love this.
Yeah.
I have no way of saying, hey, man, you'll love this. Go pick it up. I would have to do all the legwork to get it ready for it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be that difficult to put together something that would just install what you needed to play it. But anyway, that's that. We wanted to mention that before we got into the review proper. So in this game, you play Johnny Palace, a legendary archaeologist from Uteria, and your guy has researched the greatest mystery in ancient Egypt and located the secret entrance to the pharaoh's Lola Flowers chamber. And so the rumor is that if you go into the temple, if you don't recover all of the jewels that are therein, you will come out cursed.
Yes.
And so Johnny knows when he goes in, he's got to get all these crystals out of the ground, and so he brings along his trusty shovel, and you're off to the races. Now, this game has some bullet points I want to go over with you here. It boasts 50 levels.
Yes.
Brent. 6 more than the original game, which we'll talk about the original game in a second. It's got boss stages. It's got 2 different graphical modes. You can play in Next mode or the classic ZX Spectrum mode. You can actually there are save points that you can load and
Every
save on
5
your SD
levels.
card.
Yep.
It has stereo sound, joystick and keyboard support, redefinable keys, and a high score table that saves.
Yep.
So you've got a lot going on there. What did you think of this thing when it booted up? Your first impression?
I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah.
I went in uber blind instead of how I normally go in, which is just mostly blind.
Yeah.
And I watched the little story, and my very first thought is this is going to be a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Because to me, that reads out like a puzzle game story.
Yeah.
And it's not. This is an action game. So to be honest, I was really pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It was very colorful. The sound was good. Not tremendous, but it was good. It was above average for sure.
Yeah.
And then I started the game and off I went.
So I'd mentioned to you that this game, I had played this before, and I had. A while back, and I think it was one of my ZX Spectrum Next streams, I downloaded a bunch of games, and one of the ones I came across was a demo for Shovel Adventure. This was originally one of Pat Morita team's offerings just for the straight-up 128 Speccy. They also had a version of this for the Amstrad as well. And so what this is a ZX Next version that's been reprogrammed from the ground up to work on the ZX Next. But they've also, I guess if they had them, they also have included the ZX Spectrum mode. So if you want to go into that mode, which I did, and I'll talk about both, you can do that before you start the game. The opening menu is pretty straightforward. It'll let you have your redefinable keys. It'll let you pick the modes you want. I believe it's got 1 or 2 player support there, and you're off and running at that point. And this game plays just like, I mean, you could have, this is a classic. I don't want to say this is something you'd see in the arcade, because you probably wouldn't. You could. It's very arcadey looking. The setup's arcadey. But this is sort of this has got a classic gaming feel.
It does.
And look to it. But it's very pleasant to me. So just to get into the game proper, again, you play the archaeologist going through these various underground chambers. And the chambers are basically mazes.
No, they're not.
Well, they are.
They are layouts. There is no maze element to this game.
Oh, hold on a second. They're single screen game levels, and the levels are just like broken up by different pathways and stuff, all on the screen.
Yeah.
So it looks like a maze.
It looks like a room.
And just to further pound home my point, make you look dumb, on level 49, I believe it is, they have a maze that before you start the maze, it plays the opening tune to Pac-Man, and then the maze is exactly based on the Pac-Man maze. So don't tell me it's not a maze. It's
not
a maze. So with all that said, once you go into I knew we'd get into a fight quickly. Once you go into there, your object is to go through the chamber and dig out all the jewels that are buried. You can tell because you can see a little mound on the ground where each item is buried. Now, it's not always jewels.
Yeah, freshly hidden mounds in the ancient tomb.
Well, I mean, who's going to disturb them? Not me. So if you see a mound, you go up, you hit your button, and your guy will start digging. And then once you will uncover what's almost always a gem, but occasionally you'll get a few other items that will pop out we'll talk about. Each level has a set amount of these. And once you've uncovered all the gems, an ankh will appear. And once you get that ankh, the exit to the level will appear, and you can leave the level. Now, the levels are not empty. You will have adversaries and traps to deal with, including mummies, asps, and later on scarab beetles. Occasionally, you'll come across a spike trap.
Yep.
And you'll sometimes come across like these sort of like vortexes that will take you almost like teleporters. They'll take you to different areas in the thing. So this is how you will go, and once you collect, it never changes. This is the way you go through the game. What does change is the difficulty of the game. And by that I mean how many enemies are on the level, how convoluted is the level, how hard is it to get in to get hold of the items you need. And of course, they've cunningly put these to make them more difficult as you go through the game.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Brent, about when you open this thing up and you looked at the actual gameplay. What did you think? Because this is one of those games I can see where if you're not an old school gamer, you may be confused, but or appalled.
Oh, I don't think that at all. But then again, I'm an old school gamer,
Yeah.
so I was not off put at all. These are basically when I first walked around a level, I thought, man, this sort of feels like Bomberman.
No.
And I could not shake that feeling for the longest time. And it's nothing like Bomberman, right?
It does sort of the angle, the way your guy moves, the scaling. Yes, it does have a Bomberman-y feel to it. I give you that.
Appearance, but
Yeah.
but the gameplay is completely
I hadn't
different.
thought about that, but you're right.
So it's pretty easy to figure out what you're supposed to do. I mean, as soon as you hit a button, you dig a hole.
Right.
If you're not over top of a mound, you'll dig up whatever's there. If you're not, you'll dig a hole. And the hole's sole purpose is for enemies to fall into, and then you can either walk over top of them at that point, or fill in the hole, which will kill them, and they will respawn at the door.
Yeah. I wish I'd known that the first couple hours I played this.
Wow.
Because I didn't know you could fill the hole back in. It made it a lot more difficult.
And you can also fill in the hole with nothing in it, just so you can go back across it. Because if you go across an empty hole, you will fall in and die.
Yeah.
This is a dual threat type of game. Yes, you do want to try to progress through the 50 levels, but there's also some high score elements to this game. And what I mean by that is every level is on a clock, 60-second timer. And that gives you enough time to collect the gems and get out, but you only get 10 points for every time unit you have left. If you kill a mummy, you will get 200 points. So it becomes kind of a push or shove of how much you want to point press by shoving mummies in holes.
Which I did not point press at all.
And the reason why you would want to do that is you get extra lives based on score.
Yeah. Yeah.
And point pressing in this is very easy, since you know where the dead mummies are going to come back, because they always come back through the door you're trying to leave. You can just continuously dig a hole in front of the door, the mummy fills in, you fill it in, he comes back, you just do it over and over. I actually really appreciated that part of the game, because if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You don't have to point press, but you can. It gives you an option. Otherwise, the game is all about navigating the level safely. The time limit is pressing. It's not in your face most of the time, but it's also in the back of your mind, because you always will leave a level with at most 20 seconds left. So it will take you 3/4 of your time to get ready to leave the level.
A lot of the levels, it's tight.
Yes.
Especially if you run into some difficulties. Now, what did you think of now, I don't know if did you try both versions of the graphics?
I know. I kept it on Next because since we're reviewing this as a Next game.
I tried, of course, I was familiar with the ZX Spectrum graphics, but I tried both. I love the graphics here. This is, the ZX Next has proven to me that graphically, it really is in that sweet spot. A lot of my favorite games remind me of like early 80s arcade games, the look of them. And this game had a great look to it. It's cute. I mean, it's early. It reminded me of the early 80s with a modern flair, the graphical fidelity, the attention to the characters. I just thought it was dandy. The actual pyramids you're in, the rooms, you're going through a pyramid, so there's not so much they could do. But they do a lot of nice stuff. There's there's stuff on the walls, there's sarcophaguses. There's all sorts of fun things to look at. I thought the actual artistic elements just were quite nice, and they fit the game perfectly. They didn't make it too cute, but they didn't make it too serious. I like the graphics, and I'm also giving a shout out to the sound. The sound in this is what you'd expect from a kind of an Egyptian-based game.
For the most part.
It sounds great. It speeds up when you're running out of time, just like an old arcade game would. You know, and the tune that it plays when it's time to move fast, it's perfect. It gives you it sends you into panic mode. What did you think about the graphics and sound?
I thought the graphics were very good. They're very Super NES-ish.
Yeah.
I think the sound was mostly good.
This thing reminds something between the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. It's like right in that area there.
But without
like a turbo graphics or something.
Well, with a better color palette. I will go ahead because it's biting at me, Aaron. It's biting at me.
Go ahead. Here it comes.
Well, let's real quick. I'll go to the power-ups. You can get something that makes you shovel faster, something that makes you walk faster, something that freezes time, which makes the enemy stop moving and you can walk through them, or you can drink a potion and you can't get hurt.
Yeah, invincibility potion.
And most of those last for about 10 game units, 10 seconds.
And they do a good job of letting you know when they're running out, which I appreciate.
Sometimes, yeah.
Every time.
I think this game could have been more. And the reason why I say that is while there are bosses every 10 levels, which I appreciate.
And they were different too.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty unique. There are not a lot of enemy varieties. There's only 4 or 5.
I think I mentioned every one that I saw. Yeah,
4 or 5 enemies in the whole game. I think the gameplay never varies enough. It's always run to this mound of dirt, dig, dodge the enemies. The only really gameplay element that they put in there that makes things different are the vortexes, which are just teleporters. I think this is a lovely framework for a game that they can make a sequel to and really push the envelope. Have new gameplay elements, new variety of enemies. The enemies is my biggest complaint. There are just not enough different types of enemies. You've got the zombies that will mummies that will kind of follow you around. The snakes will just go back and forth in a straight line. They never sway, and you can't put them in holes. The beetles are pretty much the same thing as the mummies.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed in that. For a game that the gameplay is really good, the game feels really good, it teaches you different elements really well. The first time you run it, you get spike traps. You learn that you have to press the button and then push a direction, and that will let you dig 90 degrees to your left or right. The way they integrate that in as you level up is perfect. It's wonderful. It's the way it should be done. But it's like they got to a point, and maybe they were trying to stay true to the original, and that's why they didn't push it any farther. But it's like they got to a point and they said, this is good enough, we're done. And I wish they would have pushed it farther and put more things in the game.
I'm surprised that you said that.
Okay.
I thought this game was a lot of fun. Now,
No. It was very much fun.
Well, I will give you, we've played games that are similar to this that did more in terms of different elements. All right, I'll give you that.
Yes.
But 50 levels is a goodly amount.
It is.
I went through, I think the farthest I ever got, I think, was level 15 or 16. I can't remember.
I made it a bit farther than that.
All right. And I know some people on the chat, man, and I went and looked to see what the other levels looked like.
Yes.
Just to see
I did watch the whole game.
I needed to see what else they added. I was sort of like you.
Yes.
And they don't reinvent the wheel in this. But what they've got here, and this is one of your games, you've mentioned this several times, this is your classic walk on a grid game. Because when you control it, when you look at the joystick, he'll go to the center of the next grid.
Yes.
Which in this game, this is the kind of game where you want that. It makes the controls that are tight. I will say that.
You do and you don't. I found when I was digging a hole up, my character's head was in the way, and that was very, very annoying.
Well, but I'm just saying, there's nothing you can do about that.
I learned to adjust for it, but your character's head and the width of a hole is almost identical.
Yeah.
So it's real easy to think that you're lined up perfectly, and you're either one too far or one not far enough.
And so we can agree that, like, could you have used some more, say, even different color swapped backgrounds? Yes. Could you have used, even if they color swapped some mummies? You could have done it.
Had them maybe move a little bit faster.
Right.
I'm not asking for the world here.
Or maybe just different types of, another type of creature would be not the worst idea. Or maybe some different types of traps.
Yes.
That would be sprinkled in, because it shows you its hand fairly early.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
With that said, I like the little things they did in this. And before each level, there's a thing that comes out, a little banner, a little parchment that says the level. It plays a little fanfare, which is nice. When your guy falls in the hole, his hat gets caught on top of the hole. That's a cute thing. You know, I like the way the mummies fall in. I like a lot of the touches. There's a lot of touches in there, the kind of things that, the attention to detail that I like. We're looking over if you're watching at home now, the opening of this is clever. I like the opening they put in was nice. You know, the little story. So that was fun. So they put a lot of things in this that I like.
Yes.
And I'll concede that there is room for a sequel. In fact, we almost would demand a sequel that takes the basics that they put together and moved on.
And do more.
I will say I also played in ZX Spectrum mode. The sound's the same, but it goes back to your Spectrum-like direction. And that's also good. It's funny, to me, Spectrum mode moved faster. Now, I don't know if it was meant to, and maybe I could be insane, but to me it felt like the Spectrum version, the ZX Spectrum graphics version, moved a little quicker. So I felt like I was moving a lot faster than I used to when I switched over. So that was fun. I like that. By the way, I do want to go back and correct myself. As far as I can tell, there's only one player in this. I was thinking they had 2 player support, but I guess
even if they had 2 players,
so that's something you might want to add in the future. But I think this is a pretty fun game. I mean, listen, I've played a lot of games over the past couple of weeks because I've been hot and heavy into doing stuff with the Xbox 360. But I have to say, this was like a beautiful rush of fresh breeze when I played it, because it's simple, and they keep it simple, but it's fun, and it also is easy to play and understand.
Yes.
You can set anyone down in front of this to play it. It's a clever game that looks good. Now, one last question before we move on.
Sure.
A ZX Next game. Like, here we are. We just talked about they sold, a zillion more ZX Next.
Yeah.
Are games like this, in your mind, is this what a ZX Next game should be like? I mean, in this ballpark, is this what you want? Is this better than you would expect, or not as much as you would expect?
For $5, this is a home run.
Yeah, I agree. Even with all the stuff we said, this is a no-brainer for $5.
For $5, this is a home run.
And by the way, you could give the fellows over at Pat Marita Team whatever you'd like. This is one of those name-your-own-price deals. Yeah. But for $5, go out and buy this, like, right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like we wasted our money.
Oh, God, no.
I've
never felt like that on ZX Next game, I don't think. I think they've all been worth the money.
The driving game was a little... Do I think this is better than Baggers in Space? No.
Well,
I think Baggers is the pinnacle
of Next these are
games.
Both great games. I will say
but
that.
But Baggers was more expensive, too.
I like that. I love Baggers in Space. Don't get me wrong.
Tremendous.
I love that, and I love that whole team up there.
Tremendous.
But I think what you've got here is solid gameplay action. Now, there is one thing that's sort of funny. By including the ZX Spectrum mode, this tells me that this would work just as well on the Spectrum. Like, the added graphics are nice, the music's great, but if you're a Spectrum owner, you can go buy this right now for $2. So, if you don't want to shell out the $5, then you're not going to be, I mean, personally, I would just shell out the $5.
Yeah, because the graphics
But I mean, if you don't have a Spectrum Next and you're thinking to yourself, this looks pretty good, it is good. It's good on the Spectrum. I've tried it. So there would be any problem there going and trying it on there.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought this was a real winner. We should just briefly talk about the boss battles before we close it. The bosses that I saw, the first one was just like a guy that swung out of the exit and threw boulders at you into the maze.
And you just
I
dodged
noticed
around.
some of the other ones included like people shooting. Like I think it was a spider that shot like beams across the maze. It's generally trying to go and grab stuff and avoid hits, right? What did you think about? What did you think about that as the end boss?
Oh, I thought the bosses were fine.
Yeah, they looked good too, didn't they?
Yeah. I thought they did a good job with the bosses.
Very good. Of course, we mentioned this. Obviously, there's no eBay on this. As I mentioned before, this is one that you could actually go and pick up a box copy of now. Now, when I say now, apparently the first batch of these sold out real quick. And so if it's something you wanted to pay money for, I would go very, very soon to get these. I'm trying to find a price on the box copies. I'm not seeing one. Because I'm not sure they've linked it up yet on here, but I did hear tell that they were selling these now back in the box. So, and apparently they've got several flavors of the box. So
yeah, they've got like a tape case, a big box.
Like we've seen it's not a tape case. It's more like a CD folder, and we've seen those. And they look fine. So, but I mean, they actually have a box copy. And generally, when you buy these things, the box copy has a bunch of doodads in there too. There were no magazine reviews as such for this, but we did get some reviews from our Discord community, the Brent.
Yes.
I'm going to start off with Orc Meal, who got in here quick. He said, Indiana Jones meets Dig Dug. My lovely wife and I really enjoyed collecting those shiny blue gems. If you were to describe this game, one word comes to mind, polished. The intro gives a nice illustrated backstory, and what you do in the game actually makes sense story-wise. That's not a given in a world of home computer games, as many descriptions on tape inserts from the 80s illustrate. There's a nice illustrated PDF manual that adds to the positive impression. You also get fluid controls, nicely drawn graphics, smooth animation, and a soundtrack that adds to the Egyptian atmosphere and changes things up often enough not to become annoying. The characters are just the right size, and not too small as in some UDG specky games. They are big enough to give them good detail, but they are not like screen-filling behemoths of the game like Thanatos either. Difficulty ramps up nicely. New elements are introduced in a tutorial-like level before making your grave-robbing life miserable in the next. Fortunately, there are 3 save slots to preserve your progress, although only every 5 levels. We would have liked more save points. We didn't talk about that. Did you have a problem with the save system? I like it like that, personally.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Although, a level code would not have hurt my feelings if it had been like every level had a code so you could start there. That would have been nice. So I wouldn't have had a problem with that either. But the thing is, it's the next. You don't need to have level codes anymore, I don't guess. Orc Mail continues. But there is the drama of level 8, as we came to call it. Here you need to turn on the spot to unearth one of those sparkling treasures. But this seems impossible. It took us several evenings until we figured out the joystick acrobatics to do it. Move away from the wall, turn around and run toward it like you're Harry Potter on platform 9 3/4, turn around again, and start digging in the same position. It sounds complicated because it is.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Ortmeal, just so you know, you can just hold the button and click the direction you want to dig, and he'll dig that direction.
There you go. But this shouldn't distract you from the fact that it's a wonderful title with plenty of fun gameplay that will keep you stealing treasures for hours. Pat Maria team released this game for the CPC in 1/28/2021, and the game was already showered with rewards. In a 22 Kickstarter, they expanded up for the next. He's given this bad boy 9 out of 10. Big score from the Orkster. We got Jed Byrne chiming in here. I didn't think they made games like this anymore. I'm glad they still do. Simple, addictive, and lots of fun. It feels like one of those Disney arcade games, like Quick Snacks or Fast Food. Yes, it does. Each level is just a single screen, and the gameplay mechanics are deceptively simple, but clever level design and nice progression makes it a joy to play. The instructions don't tell you much, which is fine because nobody reads the instructions. That's true. Discovery is part of the fun, and my progress became much quicker once I figured out that I could walk over trapped mummies, bury mummies, and send them back to the start, and turn and dig in one move. Learning the right time to use these techniques introduces a strategic element as the hunt time becomes more challenging. Presentation is excellent. The next mode has the next ambience that we're all getting used to, with chunky, colorful graphics and smooth animation. The classic mode, using the original color palette, but without color clash, is a nice touch. The music bounces along nicely, setting the mood without becoming a nuisance. I love that this was written in Boreal Basic, which I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Showing that writing great games doesn't require Z80 assembly, ninja coding skills, and accessible to many potential programmers. If we get more like this, the next will have a bright future.
Yes.
And finally, bringing up the rear, it's the ever-popular, ever-present Jocko6502 who chimes in. How about the original? By the way, I'm not surprised that he's into this because he's such a big fan of Old Mummy.
Yeah.
And Old Mummy does have there are some light touches, of course, aside from the theme, where Old Mummy, you'll recall in Old Mummy, you go around and discover the tomb while you're being chased.
Yeah.
But so anyway, Jocko goes on. I bought the original game some time ago and played it too briefly, so getting to come back to the enhanced next version was great. The original was fantastic in both graphics and audio, and the next version does not disappoint on the presentation either. It's easy to dismiss at first, as it seems deceptively easy, but it's luring you into a trap, and soon enough, you're having to plan your way through levels, and if you're not prepared, your lives can deplete fast. But it gives you a save state, so you don't have to trudge back through the same levels over and over. Pro tip, not burying baddies and just walking over them is a better strategy sometimes. Later levels throws in portals, which can be tricky. Then you get switches and even trap plates. So it really becomes quite frantic, and on top of you have a time limit. So you'll be crying for your mummy in no time.
Boom, boom.
It's very clever. The boss fights mix things up nicely, as the original didn't have them. Plus, you get extra levels, too. I think you get 4 extra levels in this. The one thing that I struggled with was digging next to you. As you press dig and turn on some later levels, you have to do this. It takes a little while to get used to digging holes in front of you if you are facing upwards, just like you mentioned. A game every next owner will surely dig, and should have in their collection 9 out of 10. P.S. I've just pre-ordered the physical copy. As of this, Pat and Marita team are doing another run, so get them if you want one. There you go. So just that's the same thing I'd heard. So I would call what I would say ringing endorsement.
Oh yes.
For this game, the BRENT. And this is one I would put on my list if I had a next. In fact, I did put it on my list because I do have a next.
And you own it.
And I own it. So that worked out great for me. I'm great. Any final thoughts on this one, the BRENT, before we move along?
I hope people don't think I was being harsh on this.
Sounded like you were kind of being harsh on it.
I saw the goodness of this, and
Uh-huh.
I wanted more, and I guess that's what you want from a game.
Yeah.
But I also expected more. So by no means am I trying to kill this game. I had a lot of fun with it.
Well, I would just say I love this game. I mean, I like it. These are my type. You know me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like a good, simple game like
You do.
this. And so I really quite enjoyed this one quite a bit. So that's the end of that chapter, Brent. We will be moving on next week to ARG Presents. And on ARG Presents, we're going to be taking a look at games whose ports of the original game were better than the original game.
Yes.
If you can believe that. So that should be a lot of fun. Now, our next Our Sinclair will be playing the game, and I've heard of this game, and I've never played it. La Base de Morts. It's looks like an adventure game. I know there was an Amiga version of this. I think this appeared on a lot of machines. So that's one you can start playing now if you want to keep up with us. The next Our Sinclair will be September 14th. And again, next week, the retro rotation spins around for ARG Presents games where the port is better than the original.
Yes.
Should be a lot of fun. I think that's all we got, Brent. Any messages you want to expand on before we take this thing to the house?
Nope.
Alrighty, then there you go, everybody. Man, a few words. We will catch you next week for ARG Presents. And until then, rewind tape.
And get your shovel.
Woo! What do you think of that one, the Brent?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had fun with the game. I hope.
You sound like you killed it.
I know.
Sound like that burial.
I know it came off that
Ironically.
way. I know
I can't imagine what someone, you of all people, everyone else loved it. You were in the middle. What were you, 8? How many out of 10 do you give it? See, he's going to say 7.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I mean, but it was good. It just was.
Here's the problem. I'm not going to disagree with you. That's the problem.
What they did, what they
Thank you,
brought
guys.
to the
everybody.
table.
Thank you, Bill.
Everything they brought to the
Bye.
table was great, but they didn't bring enough to the table. It's like I sat down and only got an appetizer.
Well, listen, we've played a lot of games
Yeah.
that added more as you went through. Now, this game is fun with what it brought, and
Yes.
I think it was Bajaka mentioned the pressure plates.
It was in one level.
And the levers, and they weren't used. There were levers on a couple of them, but it wasn't like it was well in.
Yeah, it was like 40 something. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, yeah, I think you're right about a sequel. You can make the thing is, here's what you don't do: don't monkey with the graphics all that much, but like every 10 levels, change the graphics a little bit. How about an area where you have to walk around and it's dark or something? How about
flashlight kind of thing? Yeah.
Or the torches come on and off? How about some mummies that are like the king mummies, your King Tut's that are there? Or how about levels where the scarabs are different colors?
You know something else I wanted to be able to do?
What?
I wanted to be able to leave the level without collecting all the gems.
Well, but you can't do that. That's the whole plot of the game.
Right. The plot of the game is I have to get all the gems. But you should be able to leave the level without getting all the gems and just be punished for it.
Right, but that defeats the time limit.
No,
that.
What I'm saying is there's a consequence for doing it.
But you're changing the core of the game. I don't like that idea. That's the bridge too far for me. No, sorry. No. Listen, design a game. I'd love to see you design a game. Not program it, just design one. Call up Happy Coding. Go send a dump truck full of money over to Scumbagistan, wherever he's at over there, and set it up. Make it happen.
I hate to tell you this, Aaron, but my dump truck full of money would be a very small dump truck.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, exactly, Buck Owens. See, Buck Owens, the voice of reason, an experienced, awarded gameplay fellow. He knows the truth. He just set you in your place right there. Good job, Buck. That'll set him up.
How about this?
All right.
Be able to leave the level without collecting the Ankh.
No, because the Ankh being placed in a spot that's difficult to get to is part of the time limit.
The reason why I say this, right?
Yeah.
Is this game sets itself up from the very beginning that you can get a bad ending, and it never does anything to pay it off.
See what you want? You want an exploration game.
No,
that's not what this is.
No, I don't.
You have to get everything. That's every level is its own level.
What?
You can't not finish the level.
Well, then change your story.
No. What's wrong with the story? It says if you don't get all the gems, you'll be cursed.
But I want to be cursed.
Oh, this explains your life. Clearly, you didn't get all the gems. And that's what's going on right now.
Aaron, they're truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. You're trying to fundamentally change it. I don't understand the first part of your argument. That part, no good. Thank God you left out till after the show so no one would think you're completely out of your mind, out of your gourd, as it were. Take off. Hey, next week, everybody, we will be coming to you on Tuesday. Oh, you're going to curse me? Trust me, you fulfilled that. The second you were born, I've been cursed. Anyway, we'll be back. It'll be a week and 2 days from now because I'm going to be out of town for the holiday weekend.
To be fair, Happy, it's West Republic of Fentalia.
Listen, you got that right. That's way too fancy a name for where we live. I don't know. I can't think of a good name for it.
West Republic of Fentanyl.
Yeah. West Scumbagia. Listen, we're not prideful here. I'm sure wherever you're at is probably at least as good as here, if not better. We know our role. But we're trying to cut back on the fentanyl here. We're trying to wean ourselves back on just straight meth.
Heroin. Thank you very much.
Well, no, you go back from meth back to the heroin.
Well, I mean, heroin's had a huge boon in the States. So.
Well, I mean, did you ever think you'd see that?
Yeah.
Heroin? I never thought I'd see that in West Virginia.
Yeah, people don't want to take drugs and die. They just want to take drugs.
Oh, they want to die. That's why fentanyl's so popular. Anyway,
I can't stand.
hey, happy, while you're here, the game. You said you were working on a new game, and you said it in the chat, and I assume it's okay to talk about it, but I was afraid to mention it. So, give me the scoop here. Is this something that you could talk about? Because Happy's working on basically a licensed title.
Well, you probably should have not say anything.
Yeah, but he said it in the chat a bunch of times, so I didn't know. But
there you go. You've been given the green light.
And so, well, announce it, Happy. Tell everybody the name of it and when you plan on having this thing ready to go. Okay, good. Because I wanted to talk about it, but I was afraid to. You know, so I don't want to throw anybody. I did that one time, and I felt bad. You know, so yeah.
But one time you mean dozens.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, but good. Yeah, but Happy is working on a licensed title, and it's not like Uncle Jeb's license. It's a real game. There it is.
Oh, okay.
There it is. There it is.
Nice.
I mean, now do you get it?
Hey.
By the way, Monty on the Run, one of my all-time favorite tunes. I love that song. It's so good. If you were gonna beat a man to death, I want that song playing. It makes you just want to jump up and stomp on somebody. I love that song.
I give Happy nothing but praise whenever his games talking about game design comes up.
I give him praise because he's me and Happy are a lot alike. Have a mean streak, evil streak in us. That's the way I like it. Anyone that's super pure, you have to be a little leery of them. I like people that have a little crooked in them. Yeah, that's it. Man, I've never wanted to be cremated more than right now. That he just taught me into it.
What was that rainstorm about, by the way?
I don't know. I wonder if that hurt. Did they hear that on the stream?
I asked chat. They said just a little bit.
Okay. All right. I think we've dug a hole and buried this show for the week.
Well, on the upside, I don't wish I was dead from the heat. So that was nice.
It actually wasn't too bad in here tonight. I was surprised. Usually we're dying. It's like a crematorium without the cool song. All right.
Or the satisfying ending.
Take this thing to the house. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. We appreciate everybody. We will catch you guys. Me and Bo.
Wait, what'd you say our next show's on Tuesday?
It is. Next weekend is the long weekend. So we'll be doing our show on Tuesday, just as we agreed.
Oh, okay.
Hey, me and Boat will be on Thursday this week. Again, because of the long weekend. So
are you going up to the camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be doing Amigo. We're going to be looking at a game that we played on the ST. Birds of Prey. It's got the cover with this guy with a weird beak face.
Oh, yeah, I know of it.
Yeah,
I know.
And we didn't like it that much on the ST, so I'm hoping the Amiga version's better. So that'll be Thursday. Me and Brett will be back on Tuesday. We'll catch you on the Flippy Dippy.
Bye, folks.
Take it out.